A pair of Sydney PhD students helped sharpen the view of humanity's most powerful space observatory without leaving Earth. The remarkable technical breakthrough saw the development of a software fix that corrected blurring in images made by NASA's multi-billion-dollar James Webb Space Telescope, restoring crisp performance to one of its vital scientific instruments, all without the need for a space mission or astronaut repair. To take us on a deep dive, those students, Max, Charles and Louis Desdoigts, are beaming in. Gentlemen, welcome. This was a bit of a repetition of Hubble, as JWST shipped with a bug as well.
Yeah, well, it's a quite a different situation overall. There's been a bit of controversy about that, to be honest, because the web is honestly amazing. The optics are perfect and has been well above what they wanted. It's actually just a very subtle effect in the detector in Webb that's really been causing the issue, and it hasn't really affected any of the other modes in any major ways. The real issue is just this one observing mode that we like to use to try and find planets, and it was just the effect on that kind of imaging that was the real issue.
Well, I guess that's a testament to the hyperbole of media releases and coverage. Obviously, some coverage. Obviously, Hubble was a pretty big deal at the time, requiring a shuttle mission and astronauts to go and apply the fix. Fortunately, this time it was a software fix, but unfortunately, you didn't get to go to space. So a quick resolution, Max?
Oh, yeah, just very quick. Couple of years, that's all.
Well, this is the other thing as well. As I'm just a casual science communicator, we get these press releases. But I need to remember that this is years in the making for you guys, consuming so much time as part of your PhD work.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was sort of 2 years of my PhD, and the crunch time at the end, trying to get it finished in time for my submission as well. Maybe means that over a normal amount of work hours, it was probably more than that. But yeah, it was a very intense project at the end.
Well, what's the dynamic between you guys? How did you two get together? And whose PhD was it? And how did it all come about?
Definitely the way that I think of this project is that Louis was the one who fixed it, and I'm the one who now gets to use it. So I'm very grateful. I think we have a great dynamic as well. I think we work together. Louis is a couple of years ahead of me, and going into this project, I was very much a newbie, especially in terms of coding and stuff. So being sort of downstream of Louis' code and work definitely made me learn a lot. I hope we became good friends along the way.
We definitely did. It was good to have the support for the various challenges along the way. That's for sure. Yeah, and I've got to say, even though the sort of main fix was sort of my side, Max is the one that generates all the pretty pictures that people care about. So
it's a good job to have.
Yeah. So it's very much a hand-in-hand kind of situation.
I love it. Now, we haven't actually mentioned the system you designed, the Aperture Masking Interferometer Generative Observations. The best part about astronomy is the acronyms. So, of course, this one is AMIGO.
That's right.
Do you know about my acronym?
What's yours?
I've got the Differentiable Optics Reconstructing Images from Telescope Observations, which is Dorito, which is the sister package, if you will.
I sense a theme.
Yeah. It's pure coincidence, actually.
Yeah.
So on the last deep dive, I asked a question I haven't asked before on Talkin' Science. That was about generating new images from old radio astronomy datasets. You mentioned it there. Is there a concerted effort to come up with a name that fits into an acronym?
Well, I think we're lucky that our supervisor, Benjamin Pope, who's a professor at Macquarie, he is exceptionally skilled at coming up with acronyms. So pretty much every project that either of us have started, I think he probably gets the main credit for the name.
Yeah, he's really good. I wouldn't be able to come up with any of these things. I mean, he came up with this deluxe as well that Amigo is built on. So
I love it. I'm wondering whether it needs to form part of a PhD thesis. You know, you need to have solid research, and maybe that's 85%, but the final 15% is a good acronym.
I think that's a great plan. It's a clearly important skill.
All right, well, let's dive into Amigo. It's been fixed. What's it going to enable us, as in astronomers, to do?
So, in essence, it's allowing us to basically restore the precision in the interferometric mode of James Webb that had sort of been lost in the systematics of the detector that's used. And it essentially meant that when we tried to go and find some planets and study the regions around stars, that basically we couldn't really see much. So yeah, it's basically a software fix where we're trying to essentially emulate this sort of complex effect in the detector in order to basically be able to reproduce what we're actually seeing. And that lets us then figure out what's actually injected in there, being our planet or our debris disk or any number of astrophysical phenomena.
And Max, you've come along with the companion study, as you said, called Dorito. It's captured high-resolution images of a black hole jet, the volcanic surface of Io, and the dusty stellar winds of WR137. How do you, as a PhD student, get access to the JWST data? I know it's a competitive marketplace.
Well, it's a very competitive marketplace for a proposal to get data from James Webb, but pretty much all of the data that we used was public. So sometimes it's the data is private for a certain amount of time. Whoever proposed to observe for it is the only one who gets to use it for like a year or so. But basically everything we used was entirely public. So I think astronomy is getting better at being sort of open source like that, if you will.
I should say there was also some private data that we used as well in collaboration with the other authors, other researchers in the field. And because we were sort of a bit lucky on that sense where we had a lot of data to work with, and we had some data sharing agreements with the other researchers that we can use their private data for calibration and testing, as long as the downstream science eventually sort of is done in collaboration, because people couldn't do much with it. So yeah.
Well, what's it like to be working on Australia's only contribution to the next generation of space-based telescopes?
It's very cool. I'm a bit of a James Webb nerd as well. I watched the launch on Christmas Day in 2021. So
Me too.
I've always wanted to work on it. So I think the fact that our other supervisor, Peter Tuthill, had designed one of the instruments on it. That was our excuse to get to work with the data. But yeah.
I love it. Well, this is the best part about learning at university in our fields, I think. For me, in broadcast, I was lectured by the folks who worked on and created kids' shows of my youth, our youth. To actually have your professors putting an instrument on a massive international project must be pretty cool, and maybe you listen a little bit more intently at that point.
Yeah. It's often a bit weird because I often knew these people before I found out what they do. So in Peter's case, he's just Peter, is just that guy, and then I find out this after the fact, and I don't know how to view him then.
Demigod status. Louis, for yourself, it's taking you to the Netherlands.
It has, yeah. So I've started a postdoctoral position here a couple of months ago, working in similar sort of ideas, but doing ground-based imaging now instead of space-based imaging, which is harder because there's the atmosphere in the way.
A pesky atmosphere always gets in the way. Well, something that headlined the story on Talkin' Science, you were so enamoured with the project that you got a tattoo to commemorate. Is it both of you or just Max?
Both of us.
It's both of us.
Or matching tattoos, so you have to join arms to make it work?
They match, but they work independently, thankfully. We'd have to have long arms to reach across from the Netherlands to
Australia. Across the world, yeah.
Very cool. So obviously it's a passion. Louis, you're working on postdoctoral research in the Netherlands. Max, what's next for you?
I have absolutely no idea. And I'm also at peace with that fact. I like to live my life as it comes to me, but if I definitely get the opportunity to work more closely with James Webb and stuff, I'd be very excited to do that. But I don't know if I want to move across the world like Louis did. It sounds like it's cold over there.
Definitely is.
Well, Louis, how are you finding that? You've moved your whole life across the world for your career. What's it like? How's it going?
Yeah, it's new. Yeah, the Dutch culture is they have lots of rules and everything, and I'm not very good at administration or organizing, so a lot of it has been trying to chase my tail, getting all that stuff done. So yeah,
I do think your code is very organized.
Yeah. I have a subset of things I'm really good at with that, but the rest of it, it's definitely not my skill set. So. But yeah, other than that, it's been really good here. I mean, this is sort of really a very big hub. Leiden Observatory, where I'm at, is the oldest continually operating observatory in the world. So it's there's a lot of heritage here. It's got some of the top researchers in the world, and it's kind of nice to sort of come over here and just really be able to dive in with other people who are excited and passionate and experts in the field. So there's a lot of learning happening, which is always good.
Guys, this is awesome. It's great to see Aussies contributing on the global scale. We do it every day of the week in astronomy. Max, Louis, really appreciate your time on this edition of Talkin' Science.
Thanks for having us.
Daily science and space stories with an Aussie flair, plus a deep dive into the science or space headline of the week, and the occasional science fiction podcast. Like, follow and subscribe for more. Membership available to help us do more. That's at thetrek.zone/support. Not stopping to Christmas or the New Year. This is Trekzone. Talking Science.